From VA to PA. Hey, Brian. So I'm going to apologize for my appearance. I woke up like 3 hours ago, and I went to the beach yesterday, so my hair is terrible. But we're just gonna move on. This is gonna be my reply to yours. So, you were talking about how Sarah was like probably didn't mean it. She meant it. Like I understand not remembering to hang out with people or not remembering to do stuff or reply or something like that, but it got to the point where Brooke called me, of course, to use me. So she's like, "Oh, do you have any shoes I can borrow? Come meet." Or no, "Oh, Erin, I've been having such a bad day. I just really need a hug. Can you come and give me a hug or something?" I don't really Jesus shit. Ignore it. "Can you come give me a hug or whatever? It's been a really bad day." And I was like, "Sure. I'll come and hug you even though you haven't talked to me in 3 months. Sure." And so I did, because I have no backbone and I try and be a good person. And Sarah was there with her boyfriend Will. They were actually on top of each other. She was actually laying on top of him on the couch. So the way our school is set up is that we have these common areas, and they have these couches and stuff like that. And that was them. And they were whispering sweet nothings and talking, and I'm obviously not a big fan of PDA. So anyways, and Brooke was talking to me, and Brooke was like, "Oh yeah, and Sarah's sorry for ignoring you for the past couple of weeks." And Sarah just sat there, and then she asked Will to go use the bathroom because she didn't feel comfortable with Will sitting there. And then she made Brooke apologize for her. And then she continued to do it. It was the way that we talked about it, she knew what she was doing, and she just didn't think that it mattered anymore. Ouch. Oh, you mentioned, so while you said, if you have pretty friends, you're pretty, and I was, writing this down, if you have pretty friends, you're a duff, and then you said it. Ugh, that's me. I'm the duff. I'm the duff. If you saw my Snap story, you saw how pretty Shannon is, and how pretty Maggie is, and how pretty Amanda is. Makes me feel great. Moving on. My outfit. Alright. So, this is nifty. This dress right here, this one, that's my dress for the first day of school, with this little brown belt here, and it's got a bow on it. So, yeah. And then, you can't see it, but I have brown, shoe boots with it. They're, I'm too lazy to go get them. They're, heeled boots. They're, the heels are, that big, and they're, the chunk heel, and then they're really cute. I love them. They make me really happy. So that's what I'm going to wear on the first day of school, and I feel happy when I'm wearing it. So, I'm hoping I'll have a first day good day. The movie plot. Okay, so, yeah, this is also going to be a long, but it's okay. The movie plot, so, it's based off of an old Russian folktale, and I don't really remember all of it, but, I will tell you what I do know. So, once upon a time, there was this king and their queen, and they were deeply in love, but they couldn't have a baby, and it made them really sad. And so they tried everything. They tried little drinks, they tried a bunch of stuff, and none of it worked. And so their last resort was to go see a witch. And so they went to see the witch, and as they talked to the witch said, "Okay, drink this potion, and you will have a baby, but there may be some consequences." And the family was like, "Oh, you're gonna give me a baby, yay!" And didn't think about it. And so, as she got pregnanter, she got sick. And they went back to the witch, and they're like, oh my god, she's sick. You have to keep her alive. Help her. And so the witch gave another potion, and they reminded her. And she was like, there may be consequences. All magic comes with a price. That's from Once Upon a Time. Anyways. Yeah, and so the baby comes out, but the baby's invisible. And so they banish all the mirrors in the kingdom, and they create a bunch of paintings of what this little girl is supposed to look like. And through the years, they paint her older and older. And so they paint her with blonde hair and green eyes. They paint her thin with beautiful dresses. And, excuse me. Every morning, hi kitten. Every morning, the maids or the slaves or the servants or whatever come in and they dress the little girl. And I apologize for my cat's butt being in the way. They dress the little girl. And one day the little girl got curious and she's like, she asks her best friend that was a servant. I don't know what to name her yet. But she asks her best friend that was a servant, like, oh, no, kitty, don't do that. Okay, she asks her best friend that was a servant, and she's like, you know, what do I look like? And every day, either that little girl servant or one of the other servants, when they would ask, would look around the room. Minnie! They would look around the room and all the paintings and describe what she looked like. And so, the girl picked up on that. And so one day she covered all the paintings. And her best friend came in and she's like, hey, what do I look like? And her best friend couldn't remember. And so she's like, all right, well, here's the secret. You were born invisible. And that's why you wear all these big dresses and gloves every day. And hats. And, you were born invisible because your mom got sick and the witch helped. And the little girl was like, what? I'm gonna run away into the woods. I'm invisible. I don't... dramatic. Whatever. And when she gets in the woods, she finds some mystical being. Kind of like Olaf. Like, it's probably gonna be like it's gonna be a Groot. Like from Guardians of the Galaxy, you have it be Groot. They're like, oh, I'm a baby tree. And, they're going to be like, well, you can go find the witch. She is that way, or that way, or that way. Yeah. And then she goes on this giant quest to find the witch. Kind of like how Tiana goes on a giant quest to find Mama Odie, or, every normal movie with a quest. And then she, gets to the witch. I don't know what I'm going to name the witch yet. Probably, Ugaboo or something. I don't know. And the witch is like, alright. Or wait, shit. No, she never finds the witch. Sorry. I'm distracted. She doesn't actually find the witch. So she goes into this clearing in the woods because that's where the baby tree... and some other person along the way told her to go because she went to find the witch, and then the witch wasn't there, and then she went this way and that way and this way, and then she makes it to this clearing in the middle of the forest. And it's weird because it's just like a perfect circle where there's no trees. And in the middle of this circle, there's this glowing orb. And it's just like bright white light. And you can't see through it because it's so bright. And so she walks towards us, and she's taken in by it. She doesn't, she's just absorbed by it. So she walked towards it, and she puts her fingers through it, and her fingers, disappeared. She thinks it's because of the light, but then she keeps going, and all her friends are like, no, don't do it, Mabel. I don't know. And she does it anyways, because that's what you do in a movie. You do what you're not supposed to. And she walks in, and she starts blinking because it's really, really bright, and then... It's because she couldn't see because it was so bright, so she closed her eyes and she started blinking. And when she stopped blinking, there were a bunch of floating eyes around her. And all different colors. All of them were so beautiful, and all of them were in different colors. And so she reaches up and she finds one that she thinks is really, really beautiful, and she touches it. And when she touches it, it disappears. And then she finds another one that she thinks is really, really beautiful, and so she touches it, and then it disappears, and then all of them disappear. And then there are a bunch of noses. And then she finds a nose that she thinks is really cute, and she touches it. And then there are a bunch of mouths, like upper lips, bottom lips, and then there are a bunch of, and that goes away, and then there's a bunch of skin tones. And she touches a couple, and she, like, the way I imagine it happening is, like, once she, like, I don't know, gets familiar with her surroundings, she starts, like, laughing and turning around and just, like, touching the ones, and then have them disappear. And then, as she's laughing, it, like, all turns white, like, slowly fades white. And then, like, you just, after it turns white, and then it all turns black. And then you see, like, little eyes blinking, because you know how, like, in movies you could do, like, eye shapes in the blackness, and you just start blinking, and, yeah. And then she wakes up, and she sees just a mirror in front of her, and she sees herself, finally, for the first time ever, and she's got 2 different color eyes, she's got a bunch of different colored skin patches, she's got some freckles, she's got, like, a couple different colored hair strands, but she loves herself, because she can finally see herself, and she may be different, but she truly loves herself, and I don't know, I really like that story, and I think that's really important. But I'm kind of cutting it close on time right now, so I'm going to cut this off and start a new one.